I don't think it makes any difference at this point. They're just trying to redo the shower faucet knob. Yes.
I think the way it works is either a plumber will be paid or you'll be paid, right? Troy?
What's that?
You'll be paid instead of a plumber, right?
We call it plumber. Larger one if you have it. I think they charge. Yeah, my rates are like $600 an hour. So if they, no, $1,000 an hour. I think they charge you. I want to say it's like a homeowner gets like $25 an hour, or any kind of manual labor.
Hey, FX to Null, how are you? Long time no whatevers. My brother is here dealing with plumbing issues. Are you as handy with plumbing as you are with computers? We're dealing with the plumbing in the house, in the electrical. We have a driveway gate that is having problems. And we tried to make that work without success, really. I don't know if you're still in the room. According to my Facebook page, it's Friedrich's birthday today. So I made him a birthday card posted it on Facebook, but he has not chosen to acknowledge it. That's the word I want, acknowledge. Yeah, I don't know where, I'm not sure where he is. Maybe he's busy celebrating with Parker, his affianced, but he's not really too many people have been visiting me here. Russell made a nice video about his sweater. Of course he did. Of course he made a video about his sweater. Because someone had to, right? Hello. Hello, Kesh. How are you? Where's the beard? I removed it, surgically removed it. I gave myself a beardectomy. Oh, there's Chow. Chow Chow. If you want to know everything there is to know about a sweater, any sweater, sweaters in general, the ideal sweater, the sine qua non of sweaterdom, check out Russell's newest YouTube video. I look better with the beard. Well, the beard was getting scruffy and itchy. So exit beard. Well, I didn't have my
I'm just
barbering.
wondering if I could just get a piece to just a plug. It doesn't have to be a thing, it can just be a plug. Right? Todd.
Huh?
I mean, is there a separate on off for just a shower? No. So I mean, plugging it up's not going to help, right? It's just dripping right now. The main water's off. You can't leave off right now. So I'm gonna take the other one off because okay. So I'll just get 2 plugs like that. If you want to get 2 plugs, they don't have plugs. Remember, they have to be deep enough though. Otherwise, that's cool. To get to it. Yeah, I would just try to get this thing to save it. I mean, you can see where it's bad. So. If you get a wire brush too, and maybe some Teflon tape, unless you have it here, and an open end wrench. He's gonna be in a bad mood tonight.
Who? Why?
Because he wasn't expecting this. The guy, what's his name here? Tony?
Anthony.
Anthony told us to either call plumber out or close those things underneath the sink. So
Well, you know,
we did that, and I was fine with everything, and then all of a sudden the shower started leaking. That's Todd and Tony and Anthony were wondering where that water was coming from. And it's actually coming from the knob. So every time you use the knob, it would leak underneath the pan of the shower.
oh my goodness.
But
You don't need to tell Anthony.
no, well, I don't need. You don't. Neither of us need to tell the insurance company. Anthony doesn't care less. Yeah.
I was keeping track of hours because the insurance company just gave it to us.
But they have a set rate. I think when we reached the cabin, I think it was like
Who's screaming and who was whispering?
stupid. He's taking the minimal.
Yes,
Just wondering what you're doing.
I'm just drawing, talking to people on, what do you call it? StreamYard.
This is called spoil the dog. Spoil the dying dog.
No, the decision is about a plumbing issue that we're having at the moment.
Karen and I use that type of language all the time.
So anyway, the shower downstairs has one of the nozzles for the on-off water taps is not shutting and perhaps leaking. So too much light. I can't turn the sun off, Kesh. Here we go. Is it in your way now? So Effectstanol, I was having a lot of fun. We're using, using this pen, the big fat Schaefer Triumph. And what a pleasure that is to, it's so massive. So according to Facebook, it's Friedrich's birthday today. So I made him a little birthday card that I posted on his page. But I don't know where my birthday card is. I guess it's here.
So the person who was doing the gate, I was just reading. I had 2 paragraphs in between the lines. I'm guessing he's a real right winger. The lady, the receptionist, after a half hour of getting my name and everything, she's like, well, next Wednesday is the first day of I can get someone else to work there anyway. But I just want to. I'm not going to put my technician in harm's way because that's Floyd's first trial day.
You mean the big one? The largest Triumph? So you got one from me. I don't know whether I have any others that I can sell you, but they're sort of hard to know which are the big by looking at a picture.
No, because then they'll charge me double.
Really? Okay. Well, I'll make sure to not be here then. I have to start working on my house anyway. Michael's totally healed in 3 weeks. So he can go in my house now and then.
Well, it's Gunter Arthur. Well, buying them online on eBay might be tough because they're probably not going to end up being the size you think they're going to be unless they somehow guarantee that they're the largest size. But they're, they look normal. Yes, I remember you, 10 years old with cleat and clank. Cleat and don't tell me creek, cleat, and something else. Creed and Nate. Hello, Creed and Nate. Hello. Should I write your names fancy? Creed and Nate. I think I've already done this, but I'll do it again.
There's still lots of.
Oh, anyway, he said this is a blessing in disguise. He's like,
Well, I'm in Minnesota right now. Gunter. So I'm closer to you now than I ever have been. Bemidji is about a 5-hour drive from here, more or less north.
yeah, but I mean, with pets, you know, it's kind of in the same way as everybody, you know, new days coming, so, you know, we did a lot of this kind of stuff. And, you know, got to the point where, you know, I saw a lot of some of it, figured it up. And he said, goodbye.
Yeah, that, I guess there's vets that come to where you are.
Yes, I think it was,
I don't know if I could do that.
it's personal,
I don't know what it is.
and I've been this side before I put down, it's too much. So
Theodore Baltimore.
Actually, I did go in. I let him into the office. So, anyway.
Although I got the feeling that some of them will do it.
Yeah, well, it's
He
not,
gets
it's
so
whatever.
upset when I go away. And I
Yeah.
really want to
Have you been with the other dog, with the other dogs?
actually I was there. She couldn't even walk. It was very hard for her. But what I heard is
So do they call him Teddy Balti for short?
They don't know my dad.
they don't know too much for 4 months. What they do know about cancer is, you know, it's not like old age, but this is cancer that
Teddy Bolte. And next up is Teddy Bolte and his Swingin' Six. Like a little band leader. Theo Moore, that's good.
One day at a time. That's all you can do.
I mean, I'm good at had a puppy by now. I think another dog.
You know, it's that first 2 weeks that it's kind of hard. I mean, with the person and the dog, or, remember, you know, a dog that I shouldn't have been attached to, and it's, it was the whole body. And it was the most obnoxious.
They might be entirely fishy, but it's fun to imagine. Kesh. That could Room Tune might be a bot from Singapore for all I know, but
Anyway, we went into the next, how long do you want to work on? She was like, it's $100 every 10 minutes or something crazy. Trying to revive it. So anyway, long story short, he died. She died, and like the very next day, I went out and looked for a new dog. I was just what over a dog that I didn't really like. But and then Buddy, you know, I love him dearly. Because I put that in my head.
well, I'll look it up. Baltimore in Bemidji. Let me find out if there's any such person in Bemidji. Baltimore, Timore, Bemidji, Minnesota. These are giving me things on how to get to Baltimore. Theodore, Baltimore, Timore, Theodore, Baltimore. Go. Let's see if there is such a person. Nicholas Theodore, MD, Johns Hopkins, Theodore, MD, Nicholas Theodore, Nicholas Theodore, Nicholas Theodore, Nicholas Theodore. I don't see any Theodore Baltimore's images. Well, I don't see any Baltimore's. Does he have a Theodore is from Texas? Is he on Facebook? Is Theodore Baltimore on Facebook? Theodore Baltimore. Theodore Baltimore. There is a Theodore Baltimore. Lives in Denton, Texas. Is that him? Is he from Denton, Texas? What's he doing in Bemidji? See Theodore's Bolt, Denton, Texas, Denton, Texas. Male. He likes Star Treks. Star Trek slots, and Hubert Sumlin, according to this. So what, are you on Facebook? Gunther Arthur. Gunther Arthur. Is this you?
But yeah, so
No, that's Arthur Gunter. You're Gunther Arthur. Gunther Arthur. See all Gunther Arthurs. There's 3 Gunther Arthurs, but there's not a single image. Do you have a Facebook page, Gunther?
yeah, no, I know.
You don't. Do your brothers have a Facebook page? Creed Arthur. Okay, there's a. Is that your brother? He changed his profile picture. Is that what he looks like? You were born in Brazil. This is very complicated. Arthur Creed.
You can get car insurance like that too. It's called replacement insurance. It costs a little bit more, but let's say you're driving a 1967 Mustang or whatever, you wreck it, they will replace it at the going valve. So they'll like take 5 different Mustangs that are in that condition and average out the price, and that's the check you'll get minus your deductible. Otherwise, like if I smashed my truck out there right now, I wouldn't even pay it. Yeah, right. But you know, right. So Blue Book on that one was like.
Where were you born in Brazil? Are you Brazilian? Or was your Minnesotan family visiting Brazil? Anyway, would anyone like to come into the room?
Still pictures come to life.
but then it has to stay shut. We're worried that if it gets into the work area, it's mainly Monster we're worried about.
It's what?
Oh. See, this can't be open. Let me shut this in.
Well, hang on.
He went to where his parents live physically, and I don't know why he hasn't been here. Hey, Will Hodge. Well, I don't know if the guy from Texas is here. His cousin is here, was here. Denton, Texas, not Denton. Gosh, you're so funny.
Peter's laughing.
I'm not laughing at what I'm hearing behind me. I'm laughing at some.
Job that brothers do.
I didn't mind pissing my brother off, so there you go. I understand.
Oh, what is this gizmo for? Oh,
I think half an hour to.
you need to buy something called Chrome. Google Chrome. It's $34. And you plug it in the back of your TV here. And then you can. Well, I think Todd does it. You can watch YouTube on your TV.
There's Theodore Baltimore. There's, I don't know if one of those is Theodore or not, but he lives in Denton, Texas. No schools, no workplaces. So he doesn't have much of a public profile, does Theodore Baltimore. Baltimore is in Maryland. But he said he was born in Brazil. And it's Gunther Arthur. It's not Arthur Gunther.
He's not Gunther, he's got like a bazillion million followers. And every one of his things is like a million and a half views. But they're nice long messages. So if you like seeing fun old people who are very fortunately just living in squander and a jolly man who likes to get himself lost in
It's a bot.
the world. Yeah, so he loves art and he literally went to one part of Russia just to go mosaic hunting because evidently the Russians love mosaics. So they would have their big mural mosaics of the Army coming back from the army and the ladies welcoming them back and the older grandmothers making bread. I guess bread is
Oh dear. It's Friday somewhere. It's Friday right here in this very city. We're not humiliating you, Runetoon. Is there any way I can find any image of you and or your family on the internet? Is there a way that I can see a picture of you and your family having a picnic on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube? Just be nice to know who you are. I'm happy to press the buttons. I have a blank search thing right here. So, okay, well, where can I find it? Did Todd go to try to find that part? Okay. Okay, well, where do I find the image? I type in Brazil and your name pops up. What do I have? Where do I find out? Theoretically, he can't have a thing on it because he's too young. Oh. There you go, all clear.
Hello. How are you?
Hello.
Boy, have I got a treat for you.
I love the way you say hello. You sort of,
Hello.
you say it sort of
Are you
like
ready?
a parakeet. Yes.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Vanishing point. No.
No.
What is it?
It's a Wing Sung
Okay.
61613. But
Okay.
it looks like a Parker 51, but it's all demonstrator. Do you know if Parker ever made a demonstrator of this?
Yeah.
They did.
They did they made a 51 demonstrator that's all clear.
Oh,
Well, not
man.
the cap, but the barrel and the plunger system.
Right.
Pretty cool. Okay.
I have been looking for one of those forever.
Just a second.
They don't exist anymore, apparently, according to the internet.
They do exist. I own one. So
You do? I would love to see a picture of it.
well, when I get back to Boston, I'll show you. Okay, Runetoon, where do I find a picture of you? Under what platform do I see? Do I just type in Gunther Arthur Brazil and look under images, or what do I do? Where do I find this picture? Well, Kesh,
You have to be 13 years old to have a Facebook account.
well,
Yeah.
he might.
13 years old to have an Instagram account.
They might have a picture of a 13-year-old person with his father
Oh,
in his father's account. I just don't know where I'm supposed to find this picture. Crickets.
Yeah, basically.
No. Anyway, you're you got a vanishing point.
I did. I got a vanishing point. I've been wearing it around my neck all day.
Good.
I call.
Okay.
Hello.
They do. What does the clip look like? Oh, it's black. Oh, cool. It's very
All matte black, and I wanted it because the normal vanishing point comes with a silver bit here,
yeah.
and I was afraid because I don't know if you've ever seen me write, but like when I write, I like to get right there down by the nib, and I always have inky fingers because of the way I like to grip my pens and everything. Even when I'm using my dip pen nib, I mean that's how I grip it. So
Okay.
I wanted something that had some unslippability, and it's got wonderful a matte finish to it, so that I can grip it way down here and I don't feel like I'm gonna slip and get all icky and stuff.
Great.
And it's a cool clicking mechanism.
Yeah. Will has a question for you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the comments. What does it say? How do you like the clip placement? Well, I mean, I grip down far enough so it doesn't really bother me, but if I do grip up, I mean, I guess I don't really notice it. At least I haven't noticed it yet. The only thing that I have noticed is that it is very heavy. It's far heavier than this.
Oh,
There I go dropping it.
Kesh, send me the link in Instagram or something.
I just did a review of it. And I can find my notes, my pile of crap.
I'm going to get a domestic fake malt beverage. So
Oh boy,
I'll be
I
right
might
back.
have a real malt beverage with you.
Okay, good. Isn't it too early? Don't you have to go back to work and
Oh,
operate?
no, I'm done for the day.
You're done? Okay.
I'm done for the day. Oh, yeah, jeez. If you just use the pen like you would any other pen and try not to think about it, it really doesn't matter. I mean, my fingers don't necessarily touch when I'm writing with a normal pen anyway. There's about that big of a gap. So, and it fits right in that little gap. So, I mean, all right. Is it time? Is it time? Is it peach time? Cheers to you, Pierre.
Okay.
Bringing us all together and many happy returns. Oh, that's good. Oh, boy, what a day. I love Fridays. I usually get to get out of the office about 2 because I'm very quick at doing paperwork. I type like a mad person. You should see some of these people type. They're like pecking at it like this. I'm like, ding, adios.
Is this you, Gunther?
Oh, Toledo.
It says Arthur Gunther, not Gunther Arthur, but
What is my position? I'm gastroenterologist. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday we do one person for the day, and then Thursday is operation day, and then Friday is usually clinic or paperwork day. And
we're sending out condolence cards. I'm joking. Sorry.
Well, or that. I feel like such a bad friend. I didn't know that today was Friedrich's birthday. And now I have to make a thing. Happy birthday, Friedrich, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're having a great day.
There was, we used to have pen meetings in the Commonwealth Pen Club years ago, and we would go to people's houses, and we went to one guy's house. Ed Unger. He had a pool in his backyard,
Ooh.
and Rob Morrison's son kept falling in the pool, just falling in the pool, and
Was he
eventually,
doing it on purpose, or?
well, I think he was kind of doing it on purpose, but
Some people get a little too inebriated and take a dip.
he was too young to get to drink, but he was maybe doing it on purpose because his parents weren't paying attention to him. Who knows?
Yeah.
But he kept falling in, and how difficult is it not to fall in the pool? But anyway, the first time we all ran to help and did what we could do, and the second time we sort of kind of, the third time we didn't even bother. But
Was he able to swim?
the thing was, I said, well, we have a doctor here, and Otto looked up and he said, yeah, and we've got 3 lawyers. So
That's too funny.
well, why does it say Gunther? Why does it say Arthur Gunther, not Gunther Arthur? Isn't your name Gunther? Not Arthur Gunther? Or did I get that wrong?
Shit.
I'm not questioning your name at all. I just don't know
Nice name.
why if your name is Gunther Arthur, what does your Facebook profile say it's Arthur Gunther?
Okay.
And I'm not questioning. Keshev is the one that's questioning it, not me. So you're gonna make
You're gonna have to teach me how to do capital I's because I hate them so much. And it seems like the only way to do a good capital I is either
no the capital I really sucks. It's like the worst possible way to do it, and I don't know what a better way would be,
right.
other than making how would you do that well? I don't really know.
I can. It's funny because in the thing that Michael Saul teaches. He does the eye backwards. He does the top stroke first, comes back down and back like this. But I've always been taught to go this way, and so I'm like, I am so confused.
Okay.
Ugh.
Well, the eye is really awkward, and partly because the Roman eye, though lovely and very simple, when script came along, you have to sort of distinguish it from everything else that you're doing.
Right.
And how do you do that? And why they chose to do it the way they did is beyond me, but that's what they did.
So frustrating. I like your little animation that you did.
Oh, thank you.
That's unique. Yeah, so I would like to send you this demonstrator thing so you can do a little comparison panel
Okay.
with the your Parker.
I may have some. I don't need a demonstrator, but I think I have some of those hero pens or whatever they are. Is that a hero, did you say, or a Wing Sung?
This is a Wingsung 613, I think.
Okay. Well, if you want to send it with me, that's fine.
Wingsung 613, yeah.
I'm just
It's weird because there's definitely a difference between the quality of like the hero pens and the Wingsung pens and the Jinhao pens, because this feels more finished than the Jinhao pens. Where's my Jinhao pen? I'll show you. Because the Jinhao pen basically looks like it's injected molded piece of crap.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, my thoughts about modern pens like that look like they are good imitations of the Parker 51.
Yeah.
Much of it can be relatively easily reproduced. The parts that are going to be harder to reproduce are the clutch mechanism inside the cap,
Right.
and where the cap has an inner cap that's going to keep the pen airtight.
Right. This has it.
Yeah, whether the nib is gold or some other metal that's going to rust, all of
Right.
these we won't know for 5 or 10 or 20 years. Where
Right.
a 51 is now 80 years old.
Or better.
Years old are still going strong. And the modern reproductions or the joints, you know, sometimes there are modern pens that sort of where the cap sort of snaps on.
Yeah.
I know that they're not going to hold. That little snappy thing, that little spring loaded whatever, is eventually going to go away, and the
Yeah.
caps will fall off.
Right.
So those are the sorts of things that we won't know for years,
Right.
or months.
Right.
Lucky, we'll know them in months time, so we don't buy them, but it may not be for a while. So, but it's a pretty simple.
Like you almost, if you were just looking at the caps, like I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
Like, I couldn't tell one from the other.
they're
They all pretty much look the same from the side, but if you turn it this way,
Yeah.
you can definitely tell that this one that over here is the Parker because it's got that
iridescent thing.
iridescent cap thing going on. Finial.
Yeah.
I mean, even the clips, they look the same on the Wing Sun. That is a trip.
Yeah.
I mean, they even have like the same kind of shifted part where the cap or the top of the finial holds the clip on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they're all variations on a theme, and
Right.
and you know, one copy might be, the Wing Sun might be a lot better than the other one, or vice versa. But I have a feeling that they're all going to fall short
Right.
in
Yeah.
some way from a Parker 51.
Right.
And now, are those pens? Do they have gold nibs?
No.
Okay. Well, see,
These are obviously cheaper than.
well, but some 51s had steel nibs.
Oh.
So a 51 special has a steel nib. And
There's Hero 616, and it kind of looks like the 613, but the 613 is obviously taller.
yeah.
Even so, than the Parker 51. The black one is the 51, isn't it?
There are two 51s, and there's a 51. There's a 21. The black one is a 51. Yes, the gray one, 21, and the
The Demi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really cool. I'm definitely gonna get into some inky times with this, and then I'll try and clean this out and send it to you because I think that you would find a kick out of this. Because they even have the same little fin cones, the little plastic cone that goes on the inside of
the
collector. But this has almost a normal style feed.
Yeah.
This Jinhao.
Oh. It seems to me that if there's a lot of empty space in that thing, it may drop a lot of ink once in a while. I mean, okay, when you put it all together, is there a lot of empty air inside of the conical thing?
In the collector, not when it's inked up, because it's in this little tiny housing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know that on a 51, there's really no area inside of the cone that's empty. It's full of the fins of the collector.
Right.
Inside. So if I just was wondering if they don't have that inside of those pens, then it might drip or skip because there's be a lot of air in there.
Right. I've never had a problem with them dripping or skipping because the Jinhao 51A, has it goes directly from the cartridge converter onto the back of that ink, the feed, and then the feed is inside this little housing here, so it doesn't even touch hardly the inside of the cone.
No.
And then it just comes out the top of the nib, and like maybe the tip of the nib, but there's like a little space you can almost see right before the end of the cone where that little bit comes out.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even touch anywhere in here.
But I bet that would fill up with ink. If you filled it up with black ink, I would think that the entire interior of that cone should become black. I would think.
Right, but
So
it doesn't.
doesn't-
Only on the I have another pen. This is a Wingstung. What is this? Where's my loop? Can't see my eyes. This is a Wingsung 618. Oh, shut up. I'm busy. Go away. I don't know who that is. So this one has same type as the Parker 51. And you can see inside that it has the little fins. Now this one fills all the way up with ink
okay.
when it's flooded. So I imagine that the same thing is going to happen to this Wingsung too, but we'll have to see. Experimentation is needed. I need to buy some more Waterman ink though, because I'm running low. Oh dear.
Take your time in doing the video
Okay.
for of all what you want to use my pens for. I'm not going to be back. I don't know when I'm going to be back in Boston, so
Right.
there's no sense in sending them back unless I'm there.
Right.
So, I mean, if I know I was going to be here, well, just let me know when you're done. Maybe I'll have you here
Okay.
to Minneapolis, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Cool. But yeah, I have all kind of pens to play with.
Oh, good. Well,
So excited.
Yeah.
I'll probably do like a whole week worth of these Parker pens, and then I'm gonna try and fill them up with some green ink because it's gonna be St. Patrick's Day pretty soon.
okay. Well, don't fill my pen with green.
No.
Fill up your pens with green, but
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I always think of green. Green is. I have not found a green that doesn't bleed. They all feather on me.
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean, does it to you or not?
Yeah, and they mostly do. Yeah. I have Monteverde inks, and I have my ink samples. But there's a lot of them that do not like being on paper. They want to. So.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Friedrich. Here's to.
I'm going to run downstairs to see how my brothers are doing on this plumbing thing.
Okie dokie.
I'll be back in a minute or two or three.
I'll be back. I'll be here.
You're running the store.
I'll be here. I'll run the store. Here's to. Okay, I'm gonna try and read the chat. Let me see. Where did I leave off? I have enough mosquitoes bothering me. I wish I had a fly swatter. Crickets. How do you like the clip? I found him. What nib, MMD? What nib on what? On the vanishing point, I got a medium. And on the clear demonstrator, it's a fine. what is my position? Why did this man name himself Miss Marilyn Darling? Well, that's a very long story. I'll try and shorten it for you. My very first boyfriend called me Marilyn, and I didn't know why at the moment. But when I was about 11 years old, my mom passed away, and this lady moved into my house and put that there picture on the wall. And she's Marilyn sitting there like this, and I have the same eyebrows as she does, and I have the mole. And so I took on a persona, and Marilyn Darling was born. The end.
The end. Okay. Well, it's a fun story. Oh, my brother wanted me to tell you that my cousin is an artist, and he shows his artwork in a local gallery that is run by this. I think he wants to be Donald Trump when he grows up. He wants everyone to know who he is, and he's sort of a showman, and he's an artist himself, not my cousin, but this other guy. And he's just sort of a promoter and he's very slick. He wears boots with dead alligators made of them, and he's just very showy. He has a big handlebar mustache, and it's kind of awful. Anyway, this guy, he among the things he did, he bought the Hollywood sign that was on the hill in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And because they had to take it down because it was falling down, and so they put up a new one, just like the old one. But he has the original Hollywood sign, which he has been taking the metal parts of. He silk screens or puts artwork or images of, among other people, Marilyn Monroe and who's the guy that died in the car crash?
James Dean.
James Dean, and people like that aren't around to defend themselves. But anyway, so he makes this art using this Hollywood sign. He makes other art using his particular talents. But Todd said, "Oh, you have to tell Marilyn that this guy owns the bedroom furniture where Marilyn killed herself," which is creepy. You're not saying anything. You're having another drink. Drink it right down there. Dear. No, it's just weird.
That's gonna take a moment to process. That's just really freaking weird, okay? Like, tone it down with the weirdness.
Well, when Marilyn, when you and I think things are weird, they got to be pretty weird.
Yeah, like that's very interesting and all.
No, this guy is named Bill Mack, and he promotes himself as the best bas relief sculptor in the world, or something awful. I mean, can you imagine saying that about yourself? Let me just look.
I'm some sort of relief, but it isn't bar room. I'm sorry.
Bas relief, yes. Bill Mack.
That name sounds familiar.
Well, Bill Mack. He looks, let me see if I can find a picture of him to show you. Everything about him is Mr. Showman. I mean, he's sort of like country western singer and Liberace rolled into one,
Oh my goodness.
except he's straight, I presume. But here's what he looks like. You can't see here. Sorry. Well, look up Bill Mack artist,
I will.
and he describes himself. See, here's the Bill Mack. Here's one of the things he did of Marilyn Monroe, and it's silk screened on the part of the Hollywood sign.
Oh wow.
So those are rivet holes that held it.
Right.
So
That's awesome.
but his art is just so awful. But let me just see how he describes himself is okay. Bill Mack has no mentors. There's nowhere to go to learn his sculpture techniques. No one teaches his sculpture techniques. Sculptor Bill Mack works in such a rare art form that coming up with a name to describe it has been only slightly less arduous than creating the art itself. Sculpture, simply put, is emotional elegance defined in sculpture. Oh, he normally says more things like he's the preeminent whatever. Here, Bill Mack is the world's preeminent relief sculptor.
That's very interesting.
So, but they're all ugly. And his gallery is, first of all, you walk through, you go into the gallery and you walk through this long hall that has every single picture that he was ever in print is under glass in this hallway from floor to ceiling. There's these pictures of him looking out at you, and then you get nauseous just doing that, and then you look at his artwork and it's worse. But my cousin, on the other hand, is a lot better. So yeah, anyone's welcome to join if they want.
I messed up the first birthday message. I wrote year twice. I got involved.
You were shocked by the thought of someone owning the bedroom furniture.
That's definitely what it was.
You know,
It's really intense, like
someone
intense.
Someone has to own it, or had to have it destroyed, I guess, or accidentally lost or something. But so did it
I'm gonna get
work?
out of here before I break anything else.
Did you break something?
Well, I fixed the thing I broke.
Okay.
Is that Todd?
Both my brothers.
Brothers, you stop breaking things. Lie down, go to sleep.
I was fixing to take a shower, then Pierre came on and he made a drink and he has no clothes on. So that's Will Hodge. We had so much fun with Will. I mean, he did with us when we were having dinner.
He's a hoot.
He was being quite the little nymph, the little pixie, getting us in trouble.
Well, there you are, Friedrich. Here's to the best year you'll ever have.
Cash, I sometimes enjoy playing with these people that, whether they're bots or they're scammers in Nigeria or scammers in China, that, you know, I talk to them and I string them along, and, you know, I know at some point they're going to ask me for money. So I'm just, you know, talking about nice things, and then I love when they pretend to be from the United States. And I ask them, you know, well, what are you doing up so early? What do you mean early? And I say, it's 3 in the morning in Tucson, Arizona. Oh, or whatever. And so anyway, some person, I said, well, you know, take a picture outside your window. I want to see what it looks like. I told someone from Ireland, you know, I love to see the landscape. So he sent me a picture, and there was a palm tree in the background. And I didn't realize palm trees grew in Ireland. You
Well,
know,
palm trees grow pretty much anywhere, but
but
they're super rare in Ireland. I'm just saying. You got a palm tree in Ireland, you're probably either very rich or very dumb.
and there was another one that wanted me to. I said, well, take a picture of. She needed rent for her house. She was,
Oh,
and
poor thing.
I said, well, how much rent do you need? $10,000. And I said, oh, I'd love to see what your house looks like. Can you go to the window and open the window and point the camera outside? And she said, I don't have any windows in my house. And I said, you don't have any windows in your house and you're paying $10,000 a month? So,
All bullshit. Some of these people, I swear.
so anyway,
I'm usually the one that gets these guys who are in the army, and they're like, "Give me Apple money," and I'm like, "You work for the government. You probably make more than I do, so figure it out."
I told them, and I said, you know, I like the picture, but that picture is of someone in a British uniform, not an American one.
Right.
Or I say, what do you think of your commander in chief? This is when Trump was president. You know, oh, you mean Colonel Jones? And I said, no, your commander in chief. And I had to explain what that meant.
Brilliant scientist.
So I do enjoy playing with these people, whether they're from one country or another, but it is always fun to see that there's so many very big-breasted women that are looking for a relationship with a man.
Right.
And one woman, I asked her where she lived. She told me, and she wanted a card for a Amazon gift card or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her where she lived, and she told me, and I wrote her name very prettily on an envelope, and took a picture of it and sent it to her. And I said, well, you're going to get this envelope in a minute, you know, in a week. I just sent this to you, so you'll have a gift card. Well, why did you send it to me? You said that's your address. Oh, no, that's where I used to live. Okay, well, where do you live now? You know, then suddenly she couldn't have anyone in her family know that she got this. And so it's very funny. And another one lived in Salt Lake City. And I said, oh, you must be a Mormon. Oh, yes, I'm a Mormon. Well, what do you do for work? I work at, what's the lingerie company? That's
Fredericks of Hollywood, or
it's one like that. It's like Fredericks of Hollywood, but it's another one. And I said, Mormons, you're allowed to work in a place like that being a Mormon?
Victoria's Secret.
Yes, yeah, Victoria's Secret. And I said, I tell you what, I'll just send you the money to your temple. You know, the
Because that's a normal thing.
because to the Mormon temple. So which one do you go to? Because you don't want me to send it to your house, which is I
Right.
understand. So I'll send it to the temple. No, you can't. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, Kesh met a Russian woman for the first time. Did she want to buy?
Or the last time I had an encounter with a Russian woman, I thought I was gonna pee myself. Those people, like once they don't like something, they tell you they're like, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. That's all there is to it.
What did the was Russian not like?
I don't know. I was like counting out change or something, and she didn't like the way I did it or something. I'm like, oh my god. This is many moons ago, but that was the last time, and I won't forget it. What happened to my? I'm making a very small book of receipts. Did you know that if you take out all of the receipts from your wallet and place them in a very neat pile, that you'll have a very small book about why you're broke?
I see. Okay.
So I'm making a very large book
Okay.
about why I'm broke.
Oh, good for you. Oh, shopped at Target there.
That way I can show my tax person and be like, look, I did it this time. I kept all my receipts. Oh, it's getting yelled at. You shouldn't buy things if you're not going to keep the receipt for it. I'm like, shut up. Like, it was just a thing. Like, shouldn't you take it out anyway? I mean, it's not like I'm buying computers or anything. It's just shoes.
So I've been having a rather. I made the mistake of commenting on a YouTube video that Fox News put up about the Dr. Seuss controversy. And
Oh,
someone had said, why would you allow, why are they taking Dr. Seuss down and having books about transgenderism in there, you know? And I made the mistake of, so anyway, comments on a YouTube video about the removal of Seuss, but the inclusion of transgender books in a school library.
no.
And I said, I think transsexual books might be more important to have on a shelf than Dr. Seuss. And then someone said, a woman can never be a man and a man can never be a woman. You can't change your DNA or your bone structure. And I responded to that person, see, we need books on transsexual topics. The simple explanations that you provide do not do the trick.
Yep.
And then I said, I think you should speak with a transgender friend about this. If you don't have one, find one and ask them what their experience was and is. I think they may expand your view about how to see the world. It isn't as black and white as some might wish. There's subtlety in human sexuality just as there are in most things. One size fits all or two sizes may not be enough for everyone. And then he responded, then I'll go find a friend or two that eats poop too. I mean, it'd be rather close-minded of me not to, wouldn't it? And I responded, why am I not surprised that you have friends that eat poop?
Oh my God.
Then I added, again, you prove the need for the inclusion of books that explain the very complicated subject of sexual identity.
Oh my God.
Okay, she was at a Russian mic. Okay, sorry.
That's too funny.
Was she cute, Akesh? This Russian woman?
In Mumbai for 6 years, she was an open mic. Oh, nice. You know, it's so funny because I always think of humor, you know, like stand-up comedy.
Oh,
It's like an English thing. But I keep forgetting that there's other countries in the world that like to laugh too.
yeah.
I'm wondering if they use kind of the sort of the same type of humors that we do, where sometimes they'll rhyme a thing and then it'll be funny because they rhymed a thing, but they didn't necessarily do it on purpose, or they did it on purpose,
Yeah. I think if you look at movies that I think a good way to learn how other countries see humor is to look at the movies they make. And the British humor is often much more based on dialogue and language, where American humor, film humor, is more slapsticky kind of stuff, visual humor. And so I think that's a good place to start without having to learn a foreign language. But
Right.
oh, she looked too old for you.
Oh.
Oh. Well, we'll keep looking for you, Kesh.
I'll be back in 2 seconds. I gotta listen to this 17-second voicemail. Wish me luck.
Okay, good.
Stupid advertisements trying to get me to change insurances. Ugh. Anyway,
Okay.
I always have this thing now where I've learned that it's okay to decline the calls. Because sometimes you get the crazies and they're all about talking about whatever. And I'm like, you've got the wrong person. Stop talking to me. Go away. Some people call 2 and 3 times, be like, "Is Sharon there? Is Sharon there?" I'm like, "You have the wrong number. Stop calling me." And then book buyers or bookmakers. I know she's an author of some sort, but I'm like, God, why do they keep calling this number? And I keep declining and declining. Finally, I've answered them and been like, "I'm sorry, you have the wrong number. Please try someone else."
Well, you can always, have them on in the background and occasionally just put them on speakerphone and clean your pens and do all sorts of stuff and just waste their time.
Or be like Mrs. Doubtfire, "George, get back in your cell. Don't make me get the hose. Hello."
Yeah. And just keep asking them to repeat things.
Huh? What'd you say?
Yes.
Speak up, Sonny. I can't hear you. I already have that problem.
Well, Kesh, if the older woman is significantly older and very wealthy,
Yes, then it makes a difference.
go right in and enjoy it, and hope she keels over.
Well, oh boy, oh me, oh my. I'm getting really toasty.
Toasty because of the alcoholic beverages you're drinking?
Juice. Life juice.
I see. Oh, I wish I could drink, but I can't.
I'm not supposed to, but I do it anyway. I figure if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out happy and numb, then live a very long life and be very boring.
Yes, much better to have fun.
But I understand the want to have longevity. I think that every once in a while. I'm not saying every day, I'm not saying every week, I'm just saying every once in a while. It's okay to step out of that comfort zone.
Will wants to know what you're drinking.
It's peach nectar juice from concentrate. And
And the good stuff.
Jim Beam Beach.
Well, that sounds very sweet.
It is very sweet. I'm a girly girl. I can't help it.
I can tell. A girly girl you are.
At one point, I was thinking that I was transgendered. But then I got fat and realized that I didn't make a cute woman anymore. So I kind of just accepted. Sometimes you have to skip all of the what is it called, the 6 levels of grief
Of
and
great.
straight to acceptance.
Yeah, just go right there.
Yeah,
It's between California and Minnesota is 2 hours.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
What time is it in Mumbai? 5:02 in the morning. Oops, excuse me.
God, that was very a very very manly burp there, Marilyn, darling.
You're welcome. It's the only manly thing that comes out of me these days, so take it when I can get it.
Sure.
This is a good one. I write little what are they called? Positive affirmations.
Yes, I know what you mean, but
And then I stick them around my room, so when I'm having a bad day and I go for a small walk because I'm mad or whatever, I can see around my room and I have, "You will be okay." Live each moment as if it were your last. Never be afraid to change your mind.
I see.
Abandonment requires expectation.
Well, I think the
Dogs of war, we must go where they take us.
live every moment as your last, I think, is a little bit much,
Yep,
because
Yeah.
I don't think you hold
can't
up.
quantify that.
I think you can take that one down.
Yeah. Murphy's Law. Everything that can go wrong will. Occam's razor. The simplest answer is usually the best.
And that's a good one to remind yourself of. I was
Yeah.
watching last night some bona fide biologist talking about the fossil record, but everything he was saying was he was making all of these convoluted arguments to make sure that it fit into the story of the flood from the Bible. So all of the animals that ever existed at the time of the flood. So the dinosaurs and man were together, on the same planet at the same time. And he was coming up with these just crazy ideas that these footprints that he saw, fossilized footprints in the sand were clearly running away from the water. And it just hurts my brain to think about how
Crazy people can.
people are and what they have to do to make things fit their worldview. And these are scientists. And what's weird about it is they want to believe in this all-powerful, miraculous God, but they have to make science agree with what they're saying. Now, it
Right.
seems to me that a miraculous God doesn't have to follow the rules of gravity and science and chemistry. He could just snap his fingers and make anything happen without any trouble. But it's which they should probably just stick to. They should just stick to that idea rather than trying to fit the square peg of their belief into the round hole of science and
Right.
and logic. But it's fun listening to or trying to understand this logic that they have. It's like Republicans trying to describe why they vote against something when they're all about law and order. Well, but not in this case. It's this sort of gerrymandering that they have to do with logic to to make it work. So I don't know how we got on this topic, but we did.
I think that religion was invented to keep people from going crazy.
Okay.
I think that it has its, it has its ups and downs.
But-
you know,
But see,
it
now,
has great stories about maybe people that lived a long time ago and that they had a way to explain the things in kind of a shortened, abbreviated, version.
yes,
Except when it comes to like floods and people walking on water and separating water for hundreds of miles.
right.
I'm just saying that back in those days, things were a little doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I mean, I don't know what they were smoking, but it was probably really good.
You know, but it was just interesting. These scientists, both of them, I was watching. One was was a geologist, and the other one was a botanist and or paleontologist. And each of them started out their lecture by saying, essentially, we have to make anything we see fit with scripture. So, they're going to keep cobbling something together to make it fit into this biblical sentence or two.
Right.
That's the thing that really,
I think,
it's not the scientific method. The scientific method,
well,
Yeah.
they're doing what's called the reverse method. They're
Yeah.
trying to figure out what's up, like how I was telling you about the nibs.
Yeah.
If they could
Yeah,
reverse engineer how to make, they're trying to reverse engineer bibliography, which is a very interesting thing because I'd like to pick their brains about it. There's a certain amount of factoids that you can believe, just because it's everyday belief. People be nice to each other, but like when they start getting into like walking on water and floods and like things like that, it's like the only thing that could make me believe that someone was walking on water is if they were in the middle of the desert and it was like 400 degrees outside and like there was a mirage, that made them look like they're walking. I've seen it. You've probably seen it too. Someone coming across a hill and the road looks like it's not there and there's a car and you're like, what in the hell is going on here? And anyway, but I can imagine that there's some people back then that were like, we have to make this a story. I think that for the majority, for the people who can't believe that we are all here just to be here, there has to be something bigger, which is, I mean, if you think about it, everything that's happened up until this point, there hasn't really been an answer for. So we have to make stuff up.
Yeah.
People have to make stuff up in order to fit inside of that circle,
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense to them. And I get it. I'm a scientist. Like, I believe in science. I believe that if you show me how to do this thing and I can prove that it's being successful along a path, then it's real. But if you show me that this one thing is not being successful and you're telling me that it's successful, I'm going to call you a bullshit liar. Have a nice day. Goodbye. It's happened.
That's what I was watching last night as I was trying to fall asleep. So
Hmm.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to, I think I'm going to turn this off for now.
Cool.
And see, again, go downstairs and see how my brothers are doing with this project. And I'll see you all later.
It was nice seeing you.
Bye.
Have a good night. Bye.